Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. On this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. I'm not actually this red. I just went to the gym. Um, I mean, I guess I am this red in this moment. Whatever. Okay. So, I had a bunch of videos made for this week that were going to automatically go into the queue. They did not upload correctly. One of those videos was about why employers and defense counsel want to see your social media in litigation or even while you're employed. Now, that video is pretty long. It's like 25 minutes long. And it lists a whole bunch of reasons why they want to see it. However, I believe I left out a key factor. So that video is coming. And it's going to have like, I don't know, five to 10 reasons why the employers want to see your social media. But there is another reason. When you're suing your employer, you're seeking emotional damages. And immediately, they want to know, well, how bad are the emotional damages? They want to fight with you about how bad the emotional damages are and the cause of those emotional damages. So, like, one reason why they would want to see your social media is, believe it or not, a lot of people go on their social media and they'll post things like, oh boy, the track of my life was never the same after what my father did to me when he left our family. That was the most horrible thing that has ever happened to me. It changed my life forever. I've been dealing with that trauma in therapy for 3 decades now. Listen, that's a thing that, like, people post to social media on the regular. Why would you post that to social media? I don't know. Maybe it helps them. Maybe they want attention. Maybe there's some valuable reason why they do it. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person who understands why some things get posted. But the issue with that post for your emotional damage calculation is as follows. The employer is going to look at the date on that post. Date, let's just hypothetically say that post came after the bad thing that was done to you at work. So, bad thing happened to you in the workplace. 6 months goes by, and you post on social media about how your dad leaving your family was the worst thing that ever happened to you. That's fine. That's honest. But the first thing the employer is going to say when it comes time to litigate your emotional damages is, well, it seemed like you told your therapist here who's testifying for you that the worst thing that ever happened to you was what happened to you in our workplace. And if that's true, that makes us so sad. But over here, it seems like you're saying the worst thing that ever happened to you, the source of all your trauma and emotional harm, was actually your father leaving your family when you were 8. And I'm not kidding. Like, this is a thing that will happen, right? Like, you're engaging in comparative causation for emotional trauma. That is a tactic in this field that routinely will take place. Now, that can take place in the context of, like, well, when speaking to my mental health professional, I speak about my father leaving 60% of the time, and what a jerk my spouse is 20% of the time, and what happened in the workplace 20% of the time. Guess what? That's not a good ratio for maximizing your emotional damages. Now, I'm not telling you to lie. If that's the source of your trauma, great. That's important. I'm glad you're getting the help you need from your mental health professional. Wonderful. But a lot of times, when people post stuff on social media, they just vomit nonsense. They don't think about the words, right? Like, oh, the most horrible thing that ever happened to me. Okay, why'd you say that? Well, my dad is my Facebook friend, and I wanted to hurt him. He left, and I'm mad at him still, and I want to hurt him. Okay, that's a motivation. I'm not saying if you're right or wrong, but I am saying the fact that you actually believe the worst thing that ever happened to you was the workplace discrimination, the workplace sexual harassment you experienced in this case, that like that's what you truly sincerely believe. But now I got to contend with this nonsense that you posted over yonder for like 13 people to see because nobody reads your stupid content. Like, not cool, right? Like, it's one thing if you're being sincere. That's fine. I want you to be honest. But it's quite another thing if you're just feeling melodramatic on the internet, having a little drink, and you're just gonna tappa some nonsense into a keyboard and create obstacles for your case, right? That's quite another problem. So, one, as just like a global citizen, maybe recognize that like healing your deeply felt emotional traumas is like not what social media is for. Like we don't necessarily crowdsource our emotional healing. That's probably not going to work too great. If it does for you, amazing. So glad. But I think most people who do that kind of thing are going to be like, yeah, it didn't really help. I got some attention, but it didn't really help. I mean, it's your call. It's your call. But if you're in employment litigation and you're feeling like posting something about how you've been emotionally harmed, at least make sure it's honest and sincere and like worded in an intentional manner where you understand that words have meaning, right? If you want to go and say nothing that's ever been done to me in all my life will ever be as bad as the time I dropped my puppy into the river. We rescued him, but it was horrific. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that was hard for you. But you just said that what happened to you in your workplace was less horrible than a wet puppy who survived. Okay. Well, it's gonna leave a mark. But I mean, at the very least, it's gonna be an obstacle. It's gonna take, some splaining to do, right? Like we've created out of whole cloth an issue in your emotional damages computation that has to be dealt with, and it's not your job. My mute stayed on. It's not your job to be on all the time. It's not your job to speak only with the sincere intentionality of a plaintiff all the time, right? Like, I get it. People walk around day to day and they say a lot of nonsense. That's what human beings do, myself included. Human beings just say stuff. Oh my God. I love custard. Custard's the best. God, custard makes life worth living. How often do I eat custard? I don't know. Once every half decade. Like, I don't care about custard. I just felt good about that particular custard. I said a lot of dumb stuff about custard I didn't mean. That's what human beings do. We word vomit. Like that's very common. But if you are engaged in employment litigation, it may behoove you to not word vomit into a public forum like social media. And all social media, including your Snapchat, your WhatsApp group, your group text. It's all public. If you say it and it goes on the internet, it is public. It will be obtained, very likely. So, some thought can go into, hey, I'm in litigation. I'm litigating my emotional harm. Horrible things were done to me. And maybe I should then not post about that, unless the post is part of some kind of greater strategy, which it's probably not, because very likely your social media doesn't have the reach that you believe it has. No offense. Anyways, the larger scope of this video is coming out, but I think I did a subpar job on that particular topic. And so I'm adding this for additional context, additional thought content. And when I get back to New Hampshire, I will upload the original version of this video that has all the other reasons why employers want to get their sticky little hands on your social media accounts in litigation. Okay? Okay. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Helps the channel to grow. Remember, almost everybody works, but not everybody wins. Be smart out there.